In the vast universe of your being, you find yourself facing a silent and formidable giant, depression. This menacing shadow seeks to imprison your spirit, dimming the brilliance of your intelligence. However, it is precisely at this critical moment that you must invoke the lessons of the Stoics, those ancient thinkers who faced internal and external tempests armed only with their mental strength and steadfast commitment to morality. Imagine your life as a map filled with paths of happiness and rivers of sorrow, where you are trapped in a labyrinth called depression. This is not merely fleeting sadness, it is a storm that distorts your reality, immerses you in an ocean of negativity, and strips you of the vigor needed for daily life. The Stoics, led by Marcus Aurelius, viewed the mind as a battlefield between logic and emotions. Depression is an internal disruption that challenges your balance and mental clarity. But how do you confront it? How can you, in the style of a Stoic, break this cycle and reclaim your inner peace and strength? I invite you on a journey where we will discover strategies based on Stoicism designed to reinforce your resilience and restore your inner equilibrium. Each stop on this journey will focus on a specific tactic, a mental exercise, a meditation, or a practical action that you can incorporate into your routine. The call for change resonates within you, serving as a stimulus for introspection, to face your fears and rebuild yourself on firmer foundations. The Stoics teach us that while we cannot control what happens outside, we do have control over our reactions. Breaking the cycle of depression does not mean ignoring your feelings or experiences but understanding, accepting, and transforming them through logic and morality. Prepare to embark on an odyssey of self-discovery and personal evolution. With Stoic wisdom, you will find your essential strength, learn to maintain your serenity in the face of adversity, and gain useful tools to confront life's challenges. Depression, no matter how dark, is just a phase of your journey, an episode in your extensive epic that, with intelligence and courage, you will overcome. This video is not merely a theoretical talk, it is a call to action, a light in the darkness, a reminder that within your essence resides an indestructible strength waiting to awaken with each strategy we explore. I encourage you to move toward freedom, inner peace, and a life full of purpose, dignity, and happiness. Welcome to the path of the Stoic, where each step is a stride toward breaking the cycle of depression and claiming the full existence you deserve. Chapter 2, Knowing What Is Under Our Control. Imagine you are in the middle of the ocean, facing a monumental storm. The waves are like mountains challenging your ship, which is none other than your own life, and the wind howls with a force that seems to want to drag you away. In this scene, the furious sea represents the trials and difficult moments we all experience, and sometimes, that sea closely resembles depression. Think of it this way. There are things that are in our hands and others that are not. This truth is the key to building an emotional fortress that does not easily crumble. What you can manage are your thoughts, your dreams, what you desire, and what you dislike. All this stems from you, from your essence. But there are things that escape your hands. Popularity, power, and even your own body can surprise you, not to mention the events of the world that simply happen without you being able to do anything about them. When we talk about depression, understanding this difference is vital. Depression can make you feel like you are floating adrift in that turbulent sea, unable to steer your life. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us that although we cannot prevent depression from arriving, we can choose how to react to it. What you think, how you act each day, this is your true area of command. How do we put this into practice? By starting with self-knowledge. Take time each day to reflect on what you experience. Separate the concerns that depend on you from those that do not. This will help you clear your mind and release the stress of wanting to control everything. Direct your energy toward what you can change, rather than worrying about what might happen or what has already happened. Focus on the present. You can start a healthier routine, dedicate a few minutes a day to meditate or to be grateful for the good things you have. These actions, though seemingly small, are entirely within your control and can make a significant difference in how you feel. Be patient with yourself. Overcoming depression does not happen overnight, it is a path that is walked step by step. With each strategy we address, I encourage you to move toward freedom, inner peace, and a life full of purpose, dignity, and happiness. Every new day is a chance to practice accepting the uncontrollable and to exercise your influence over your thoughts and actions. Remember that, just as at sea, you cannot always calm the storm, but you can learn to navigate through it. Distinguishing what is in your hands is the first step to steering the sails of your life with intelligence and courage, moving steadily and calmly toward a safe place, toward a life filled with strength and inner peace. Chapter 3: Accept and Face Reality. In life, as in a river that flows without stopping, we encounter challenges that test us. Sometimes these challenges are so tough that they plunge us into deep sadness, into that dark zone we know as depression. But there is an ancient way of thinking, Stoicism, practiced by thinkers like Zeno and Marcus Aurelius, which offers us a guide to emerge from that darkness. This guide is about learning to accept and face reality as it is. Acceptance is not the same as surrendering. It is not about letting ourselves be carried away by the current. Acceptance, in the Stoic sense, is about calmly recognizing what surrounds us, knowing that there are things we cannot change, and that our true freedom lies in how we react to them. Imagine a tree that does not complain when the wind tears its leaves away, but stands firm with its roots deeply anchored in the ground. This is how you should be, steadfast and true to your essence and values. To break the cycle of depression, we must face reality with courage and not let erroneous thoughts cloud our minds. Like a sky that is always blue behind stormy clouds, your ability to be calm and happy is there, unchanging, regardless of the emotional storm you are going through. The Stoics used logic to avoid unnecessary suffering. When a painful thought assaults you, stop and analyze it. Ask yourself if you can change what worries you. If you can't, there is no point in worrying about it. If you can do something about it, do it, but do not let your peace depend on the outcome. This is the key to maintaining calm in any situation. Moreover, it is vital to adopt an attitude of active and positive acceptance. This does not mean doing nothing. On the contrary, it means acting according to your values and within the constraints of reality. Depression can make us feel that we have no control over our lives, but there is always something we can do, always a decision to make, a step to take forward. Stoic wisdom does not consist in denying or hiding emotions but in understanding them and putting them in their place without letting them control our actions. A Stoic is not insensitive but someone very aware of their human nature, their strengths and weaknesses, and who, despite difficulties, chooses to live with firmness, tranquility, and always guided by reason and ethics. Overcoming depression is an act of courage and wisdom. It is deciding to be like the tree that does not break in the storm but adapts and moves with the wind without losing its roots. It is realizing that, although we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can always manage how we react to it. This is the lesson of the Stoics. This is the path to tranquility, to a life full of meaning and rich in experiences, even when times are tough. Chapter 4: The Power of Perception. Imagine that within you, there is a castle. It is not a common castle but a special one, strong and majestic, that stands firm even when the fiercest storms rage with all their fury. That castle is your mind, and the walls that surround it are your perceptions, the unique way you see and understand both the world and yourself. The sages of ancient Stoic philosophy already knew about this power. They taught that our perceptions have an incredible influence on how we feel. Imagine each thought you have as a brush in an artist's hand. With those brushes, you can paint a gray and stormy sky or one full of vibrant colors and a shining sun. It all depends on the colors you choose. If you use gray tones, your life will look like a cloudy day, but if you choose bright colors, even on the darkest night, you will see stars. Your mind is like a fertile garden. If you plant seeds of negative thoughts, you will harvest plants of sadness and despair. However, if you sow seeds of positivity, your garden will bloom with peace and happiness, even if there seems to be only drought around you. How, then, can you combat sadness and depression with this knowledge? Start by challenging your negative ideas. When a sad thought invades you, pause and ask yourself if what you think is a reality or just your interpretation. Often, you will discover that those fears are like ghosts, mere shadows that your mind enlarges more than they are in reality. Then confront those deceptive perceptions. Compare them with reality. Look for evidence that contradicts them. If you think you are worthless, remember the moments of success you have had. If you believe the world is against you, think of the times you have received help and affection. This process will not only weaken those negative thoughts but also strengthen you by reminding you that you can face problems and that you are valuable. Moreover, cultivate a positive vision of yourself and your surroundings. Practice gratitude by focusing on what you have and not on what you lack. Every day is filled with small joys and lessons, and the power to recognize them is an art worth developing. Repeat positive affirmations about yourself and your abilities to face challenges. Words have energy, and those you say to yourself can change your world. The battle against depression is daily, but you are neither alone nor unarmed. You have the power to change your perception, to interpret reality in your favor. Just as Marcus Aurelius faced his battles with wisdom and strength, so can you. Do not let erroneous perceptions control your happiness or peace. Take control of your thoughts, plant positivity, and you will see how little by little, the canvas of your life fills with colors of calm, strength, and hope. Always remember that within you, there is an indestructible castle. It is time to use it. Chapter 5, Living According to Nature. Imagine you are in the middle of a dark jungle, lost at night without a compass or a star to guide your way. This jungle is a metaphor for depression, a place where we can easily lose ourselves in sadness and despair. But did you know there is an internal compass that we all possess, one that can guide us toward the light? The ancients called this living according to nature, and today I want to show you how it can be your salvation. The Stoics were like wise warriors of the mind, and they left us a teaching that might seem simple but is profoundly powerful. Living according to nature is not just about enjoying a sunset or breathing the fresh mountain air. It is much more than that. It is about understanding that just as nature follows its own rules, we too have ours, a kind of personal code that, if followed, leads us to live authentically and truthfully. Imagine your life as a tree. To grow strong and healthy, it needs to be rooted in fertile soil, your deepest values. Each branch, each leaf represents your actions and words that should reflect what is in your heart. When you live aligned with your values, no matter what storm comes, your tree will stand firm and serene. Now, if you are watching this video and have reached this point, it is because something in you resonates with these words. I invite you to share in the comments and subscribe so we can continue this journey of self-discovery together. Living your values is not just a nice slogan, it is a daily practice. If you value kindness, show kindness to everyone you meet. If you believe in honesty, let your words always reflect your sincerity. It sounds simple, but do not be fooled, it requires immense courage. It means facing your fears, questioning those limiting beliefs, and acting with conviction, even when it seems the whole world is against you. But here is the magic. When you live with authenticity, you not only free yourself from the pain of depression but also become a light for others. In a world full of confusion, your clarity and consistency will be a safe refuge, not only for you but also for those you love. In the end, true strength comes from the serenity of knowing that you are living according to what is most true and real for you. So, take this message not as an end but as the beginning of a beautiful journey back to yourself. A journey where every step you take will be an affirmation of your essence, a dance with the life around you, a celebration of the constant renewal that is, after all, the true nature of our existence. Chapter 6, The Importance of Self-Sufficiency. Think of your life as an exciting adventure book where you are the hero. You are a brave warrior on a vast battlefield, each thought a challenge, and each feeling a combat. Here, being self-sufficient means having an invincible armor and an unbreakable shield against the storms of fate. The philosophy of the Stoics, which is like ancient wisdom of warriors and sages, teaches us to be the masters of ourselves. It tells us that we should not let what happens around us control our happiness or tranquility. Did you know that being emotionally dependent on something or someone is like being chained without seeing the chains? To free ourselves, we start by understanding that our inner strength is like a fortress where we can take refuge when things get tough. Self-sufficiency is not about being alone or cold, but about being a master of your emotions and thoughts. It is like having a center of peace within you that does not move, no matter how crazy the world outside is. Imagine being so strong inside that even when there is a storm around you, you are calm and safe. To be that strong person, you need to see yourself as an architect of your mind and heart. Everything you think and feel can either make your fortress stronger or dig a pit of sadness. Think of your thoughts as if you were a wise person watching the waves of the sea. They are there, but they are not everything you are. One way to train your inner strength is by doing something like talking to yourself every day. Ask yourself if your thoughts and feelings are helping you or trapping you. This way, you become the boss of yourself, capable of going through any problem without getting lost. Like muscles that get stronger when you exercise, your inner strength grows when you practice gratitude. Think of all the good things you have, what you have learned, and the difficulties you have overcome. Every problem you have faced is like another stone in your fortress. Make yourself stronger and trust yourself by setting small goals every day. Each thing you accomplish, no matter how small, is proof of what you can do and reminds you of how powerful you are inside. You do not need others to tell you that you are doing well. Feeling strong inside is the best reward. On this journey, you will realize that being self-sufficient does not mean being alone but knowing how to choose the people and things that surround you wisely. Seek to be with those who understand and respect your path to inner peace. Sadness and depression are like shadows that grow with fear and doubt. But you have the light of self-sufficiency that can end that darkness. Each step toward being self-sufficient is a step out of sadness, a step toward freedom that only you can give yourself. You are the writer and hero of your story. Use self-sufficiency as your pen to write a tale full of bravery, wisdom, and peace. Let your adventure be filled with the calm of a sage, the strength of a warrior, and the freedom of a spirit that has found in self-sufficiency its best ally. Chapter 7, The Exercise of Forethought. Imagine you are in the middle of a river on a raft that represents your life. The water flows calmly at times and, at other times, with whirlpools that seem intent on overturning you. Such is existence, full of ups and downs. In that river, depression is like a hidden current that, if not confronted, could pull you into deep, dark waters. But don't worry because you are the captain of this raft, and you have the tools to skillfully steer the rudder. Now, I will share a secret with you, one from the ancient Stoic philosophers, a treasure map for navigating those turbulent waters, premeditatio malorum, or thinking ahead about the problems that might come. Imagine you are a big, strong tree. Though storms may sway your branches, your roots are firmly anchored in the earth. That is what premeditatio malorum does for you. It provides strong roots in your mind so that when the strong winds come, you can stand firm. Let's start by thinking about what could go wrong. This is not to frighten you but so that if it does happen, you won't be taken by surprise. It's like knowing it might rain and bringing an umbrella. That way, if a storm breaks out, you are ready and won't get wet. Next, imagine how to deal with those problems. Think about the strength, patience, and wisdom you would draw from within yourself. This technique not only prepares you for what might come but also shows you how strong you can be. But be careful, this is not about living in fear of what might come, it's about being ready to act well and with courage, no matter what happens. It's like the tree that strengthens itself to withstand the storm. Also remember that we cannot control everything. You cannot command the wind to change, but you can adjust your sail to keep moving forward. Focus on what you can change, your thoughts and actions. Don't forget to be grateful. Even on gray days, there is always something good. If you focus on the positive, your load will be lighter, and you can also be a light for others. Finally, seek friends or professional help when you need it. Being strong does not mean being alone. Sharing what you feel is also wise and brave. With premeditatio malorum, you have a plan to overcome depression. It prepares you for storms, helps you understand what you can control, invites you to be grateful, and encourages you to seek support. With these ideas, you will move forward calmly and confidently, no matter how strong the wind blows or how rough the river is. In the heart of the tempest, you will find not despair but the unstoppable strength of your spirit. Chapter 8, Tranquility in Adversity. Imagine you are a solid rock planted in the heart of the ocean. The waves can batter you with all their might, but there you stand, unmoved and majestic, defying the roaring tide. This is how you should face the problems of life, with an unshakable serenity. Life is a river that flows endlessly, bringing obstacles and challenges. Yet remember, you are much more than the difficulties you face, you are the architect of your own peace. Depression can feel like chains trapping you in an endless cycle of pain, but breaking it requires more than willpower, it requires the wisdom of the ancient Stoics. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor and thinker, faced countless challenges. However, his true strength did not come from his crown but from his indomitable spirit. And you, like him, have that inner power. First, understand that serenity does not mean the absence of problems but finding calm in the midst of the storm. Challenges are a part of existence, as natural as the changing seasons or the night following the day. Accepting this reality is not surrendering but understanding that there is a universal order and that you, as part of it, have the capacity to adapt and find your way in the tempest. Meditation and mindfulness are your great allies. Do not see them merely as techniques but as bridges to an inner sanctuary, a place where difficulties cannot harm you. Meditate not only to calm your thoughts but to understand them, to be the witness of how your emotions come and go like the waves of the sea. You are not your emotions, you are the observer of them. By practicing mindfulness, you learn to live in the present, the only time where you truly have control, and where depression has no dominion, for its realm is the past and the future, never the eternal present. Responding in a balanced way to stress and problems does not mean ignoring what is happening but recognizing your emotions, understanding where they come from, and calmly deciding how to act. Emotion is fleeting, but your essence is the vast and unchanging sky. Ask yourself if a difficulty can truly disturb your inner peace. The Stoic answer will always be no. The wisdom of the Stoics is not a shield to avoid problems but the understanding that true strength comes from accepting what you cannot change, changing what is within your power, and above all, knowing the difference. Chapter 9, Facing Challenges with Unity. Life will challenge you, but each challenge is an opportunity to reaffirm your commitment to peace, virtue, and your authentic self. Escaping the cycle of depression is not a heroic feat, it is a return to your essence. Remember that, like the universe, you have order, beauty, and purpose. Do not let problems define you. Define how you will respond to them, and in that decision, you will find not only peace but also the joy of living according to your nature, a rational, passionate being deeply connected to the cosmos. Face problems not as threats but as paths to greater wisdom and strength. Meditate, maintain full awareness, and remember that your peace does not depend on what happens outside but on your internal dialogue and your conscious choice to live in harmony with the whole. You are stronger than you think, wiser than you know, and more capable than you imagine. Tranquility in adversity is your heritage, your birthright. Chapter 10, The Practice of Gratitude. Imagine you are on an epic adventure, not unlike that of an ancient Roman hero like Marcus Aurelius. But instead of fighting enemy armies, your battle is more intimate and complex, against the giants that sometimes awaken within you, like depression. In this internal struggle, gratitude becomes your sharpest sword, a secret weapon that can lead you to inner peace and power. Gratitude is not just feeling good for a moment, it is like training to be an athlete of the soul. Every day you have to exercise it, recognizing all the good around you, even when it seems that everything is falling apart. It is seeing the light in the darkness, finding something positive in the negative. Start your day with a champion's ritual in the style of Marcus Aurelius. Think of 3 things you are grateful for. It can be something as simple as the fresh breeze on your face, being alive to see a new day, or having someone you care about nearby. This small morning act is your shield, preparing you to face any dragon the day throws at you, reminding you that there are treasures in your life worth protecting. Carry that spark of gratitude with you when you face a challenge or a difficult person. Look for that hidden jewel for which you can give thanks. This practice not only changes how you see the world but also transforms your inner kingdom, making you stronger in the face of life's storms. Additionally, gratitude connects you with others. Each time you recognize and appreciate even the smallest act of kindness, you build bridges, creating a network of support and understanding. Wise scientists tell us that gratitude is like medicine for the heart and mind. Practice it, and little by little, it can ease sadness, lift your spirit, and make you see life through brighter lenses. It is your shield against the ghosts of negativity, keeping you from falling into the trap of pessimism. But remember, being grateful does not mean ignoring your problems. On the contrary, it is accepting that difficulties are part of the journey, the obstacles that make you wiser and stronger, the tests that allow you to grow. The path of gratitude is a path to serenity and emotional strength. It is not running away from the struggle but facing each pain, each challenge, and still finding reasons to celebrate. With this powerful tool in your arsenal, daily challenges become opportunities to demonstrate that, like a true warrior of the soul, every internal battle has a victory waiting to be claimed. Chapter 11, Call to Action. In the grand adventure of life, every step you take is filled with choices and obstacles that shape you. Imagine you are on a long path where each challenge makes you stronger. In this journey, you have learned to play a mental chess game against a complicated opponent, depression. Now that you are about to start a new chapter, it is time to pause for a moment and reflect on everything you have learned, remembering always to keep practicing and be patient, just as the ancient Stoics taught. Think of Marcus Aurelius, that emperor who was also a philosopher. He saw life as a chain of moments, each with its own lesson. Imagine your thoughts and feelings as a flowing river. They come and go, but you are there, strong and firm, able to watch that river without being swept away. This ability to see yourself from the outside, even in difficult moments, is what the Stoics considered wisdom, and it is your best weapon to escape the grip of depression. The tactics you have mastered are not just simple advice, they are tools forged from your own battles and moments of reflection. You have learned to recognize those thoughts that appear uninvited and often control how you feel. You have learned to challenge them, to see if they are really true, and not let them command you without being tested. You have discovered the magic of moving, of breathing intentionally, of living in the moment in your daily activities. These are your ways of fighting against the paralysis that depression brings. They are signals to your body and mind that you are here, that you live intensely and not just exist. But knowing a lot and doing nothing is like having a lamp without oil, it does not serve to illuminate the path. That is why it is so important to practice all the time and be patient. Changing is a journey, not something that happens suddenly. Each day brings a new opportunity to exercise, to be better, to be one step closer to the human being you aspire to be. And now, at this moment of calm and reflection, it is your turn to decide what to do, not in a moment of battles but in a quiet decision to take control of your life. It is time to put into practice everything you have learned, not as an obligation but as an act of kindness toward yourself. It is time to share what you have experienced and how far you have come, not for applause but to motivate and be motivated, to remember that although your path is yours alone, you are not walking alone. Overcoming depression is not just about wanting, it is about having the courage to look inside, to doubt what you have always believed, and to act even when everything pushes you to stay still. Remember that what seems like an obstacle actually marks your path. Each challenge is a chance to grow and create a strong and unstoppable spirit. So move forward, but with determination. Advance step by step, knowing that each one takes you away from depression and brings you closer to a full life. And do not forget to share your light. In doing so, you will illuminate not only your path but also that of others. You are closing one chapter but starting something new. What you have learned is already part of you, tools to keep fighting for a life full of meaning and joy. Use them well, and remember that you build your destiny and your happiness. You find yourself at a crucial point, on the edge of an abyss where depression lies, but you are not alone. You are a warrior in an internal struggle, a battle that, though personal, many share in silence. The Stoics like Marcus Aurelius would remind you that strength and virtue are your great allies. In life, there are things you control and things you do not. Depression tries to make you feel trapped, but you have the power to choose and act with wisdom and virtue. Every step forward, every victory is a beacon of hope for others. Sharing your story is more than bravery, it is an act of community, a reminder that while we fight alone, we are together in this war. I invite you to join this legion of the brave. Subscribe to this channel as a personal and collective commitment. Leave your comments and experiences. In doing so, you not only help others but also reinforce your spirit, reminding yourself that your voice and your struggle matter. Step by step, day by day, you will break the cycle of depression, not because the darkness disappears but because you will be the light on your path and that of others. Thank you for your courage, for choosing to fight, and for sharing your journey with me. Together we are stronger and can break the cycle of depression. See you in the next video.